with a new kind of video. This is my guide for new players on Warframe. This will include your Warframe choices, what you should do with platinum, what you can make with platinum, how do you make platinum, how to play the game more efficiently, and I will also teach you the ways of getting certain items and what certain items can do for you. So just to start off, you'll have a choice of 3 Warframes. You'll have Excalibur as seen here, you'll have Mag as seen here, and you'll have Volt here. So out of these 3 Warframes, I will either recommend Volt or Excalibur. I don't recommend Mag because it's the worst one for playing the game, but she is the easiest to get out of all 3 of these Warframes, so I do not, under all circumstances, do not get Mag. Unless you really like Mag, go with Excalibur. He's probably the easiest frame to understand, and he's the easiest frame to speedrun the game with. Otherwise, Volt is your other option, is a great option. Personally, my favorite starter Warframe, if you want a different kind of playstyle than Excalibur, but you get Volt from joining a clan, and which I can explain a little bit later into the video. But before we do anything, I have an issue. Only 3% of my viewers are subscribed. It's more than it used to be, but it could be better. It could be 5%. It could be 50%. Only 3% of you are subscribed. This is what happens when you're not subscribed to the channel. This is what the 98% of people that aren't subscribed look like. Now you'll spawn in your ship, and you'll have platinum in the top right corner. You'll probably have 50 platinum right up there. Now right away, go to this computer to your right. This is considered your market. This is where you can buy items. Go to your search bar and type in Warframe slots. Go to your Warframe slots and buy 2. These are the most critical things in the game for early game, so you don't get burnt out, as this will allow you to have more Warframes in your inventory instead of just playing one over and over again. So this is where really Warframe gets started. You'll be in your orbiter and you'll walk up to here as directed, and this is where your star chart is found. All of these have missions where you can go and fight enemies, get loot. This is the core of the game, is your star chart. Different variants of the star chart. There is Railjack and there is Steel Path. So first planet you're going to start off in is Earth. Earth is a quite easy planet to go through. In certain planets there are special missions, such as Free Roam, where we have Plains of Eidolon on Earth. You'll have the Fortuna and Orb Valis on Venus. And in the Deimos, you'll have the Cambion Drift. Each one of these is different themed. The Earth is Grineer, Venus is Corpus, and the Deimos is Infested. And after you complete a planet, you'll have this thing called a junction. Junctions have certain parts that require you to complete certain tasks. When you complete all these tasks, you'll have the opportunity to fight a Spectre in the junction. Usually these Spectres can be quite easy. Just make sure you have solid weapons. And when you complete these, you'll get a reward of, I believe, master rank points, and you'll get all the rewards in the reward pool at the bottom of the junction. As seen here, you'll get codex scanners, quests, weapon blueprints. So next I'm going to explain to you the events that occur at the top. So this is a great place to go if you're ever bored in Warframe. So here you have your seasonal events, or your rotation events. Currently it is Thermia Fractures, which I can go through in another video. This is where you'll find certain events that you can play and get special rewards. Here you have alerts. This is where you can find where Baron Katir is. This is where you buy prime mods and certain weapons. This will show you arbitrations, weekly alerts, and Kubo stipends. These are not very important for new players except for the weekly alert of the Iatan treasure hunt. This will allow you to get Endo, which I can explain the importance of later in the video. Here you'll have invasions or incursions. This is where you can get special items such as Detonite Injectors, Fieldron, or Mutagen Mass. You can also get certain weapon parts such as the Latron Wraith Receiver and the Dare Vandal Barrel. And this is where you can also see the Fomorian and Razorback Armada construction. This can be explained in the later video, but these are also events that occur in the far left side of the alerts where you can get certain drops. Here you have Syndicate and your Samaris, either daily Samaris tasks or your Sanctuary Onslaught or the Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. Elite is more of an endgame, and I do not believe you ever have to do these Syndicate missions, maybe for a couple of tasks, but otherwise don't stress going and doing these missions. Here you have your Void Fissures. This is where you'll open up your relics, which I'll explain later. And here you have your Sortie. This is more of a later game. This is probably like Master Rank 5 and above, I believe. But do be cautious. These get a little bit more difficult for newer players, so don't stress sorties. Alright, so once you leave your star chart, you'll be able to see the rest of your orbiter. This is your codex, the best tool in the game for you to use, but besides going on the internet and looking for answers. The codex more than likely has the answers you're looking for. Here you have all your quests, everything in the Warframe universe. Lavarian is new. It's not very useful. It just kind of explains some backstory or some background about the Warframes in the game. Training can teach you some valuable lessons. I recommend looking at advanced movements at some time. And missions is where it'll show you the mission style and how they go. but you'll learn this from experience. This is really not necessary. And at the bottom left of my screen, you'll see I have a T key and a shield. Now, this is the chat area. This is just the clan chat, but I run a solo clan, so there's no one there. Here you have the Q&A chat. This is great for new players like you. If you have any questions, you can most likely get it answered here. And here you have the recruit for squad or clan here. People will most likely advertise a clan, or you could say you want to join a clan here, and otherwise they'll recruit you for a squad. Let's say they're looking to open a certain relic. They'll say hosting relic 1 out of 4, which means 1 out of 4 players in the squad. And you have trade chat. Do not go to trade chat. Do not go to trade chat. This is the worst thing about Warframe because of the ridiculously priced items. If you go to Warframe Market, you'll find much better pricing and you'll be able to sell items easier for more fair pricing. Do not go to trade chat. You will get scammed. You'll lose your platinum. Do not go to trade chat. Next item on my list is clans. Currently, I run a solo clan, so it is just me. Otherwise, you can join other public clans. Based on the certain player capacity of the clan, that'll determine if you can or cannot join, and they may have certain requirements such as master rank or hours played. But you could more than likely find a clan that does not require that and is way more quiet. So, in your clan dojo, it requires a clan key to enter, and you'll most likely get the blueprint in your mail, and you'll craft the key, and you'll be able to enter your clan dojo. So, in your dojo, you can have trade stations, you can have your railjack, shipping port, launch port, whatever you want to call it, and you can have labs where you can get certain blueprints for certain items in the game. So, we'll go further into a tour of the orbiter. You'll walk down this descending panel, and to your right, you'll have your crafting station. This is where you're going to make all your items and warframes, weapons, anything like that. And here, you could see all the things available. In all, you could see all the different blueprints you have, and there are also subcategories that you can have if you're looking for a certain item. Let's say I wanted to craft a melee weapon, and let's say I wanted to craft the Akin Brunt. Here, it shows the resources that I require, and the amount of credits that I need, and how long it'll take to craft. One thing that you should never spend platinum on is rushing the crafting process. That is a waste of time. You could just get off Warframe, do something else, come back, it'll be done. Next here, you have your arsenal on the way back of the ship. This is where you'll equip your Warframe, primary, secondary, melee, sentinel, and arcwing components. Now, another quick tip I have to give is to first get Helios. Helios is probably the best starter sentinel to get. First, you'll get Taxon. He's just the free one that you'll get. I just threw him away because I genuinely do not want Taxon. But you get Helios by going into your energy lab of the dojo, which is essentially the Corpus lab. And what's nice about Helios is you can put a mod on him where he scans nearby enemies and items to put them into your codex, which means easier ways of finding weaknesses to your enemies, which I'll explain later. But yes, do get Helios as soon as possible and get an investigator mod on him and get codex charges to be able to scan the enemies to put them into your codex. Next, you have your mod station on the left side of the back end of your ship. This is where you'll be able to see all your mods and upgrade them. To upgrade mods, you'll need endo and credits. One way you can get endo is from getting Ayatan treasures, taking them to Maru, where she can turn them into endo. And then to essentially upgrade a mod, you'll select a mod, go to fusion, and based on how high you want it leveled up, that'll affect the cost. So for me right now, to get this Amalgam Javlock magazine wrap, which I'm not going to upgrade because it's not worth it, it would cost me 930 endo and 44,000, essentially 45,000 credits. Another thing you can do with mods, you can either sell, dissolve, or transmute them if you get 4. And this does get quite expensive, so do be cautious. There are certain things that you can do to cut the cost of this. In Cephalon Samaris, you can get mod with his Syndicate standing, where it eliminates the cost of transmutation, but that's a little bit later in the game for you to do. In the back of your ship to the right, there's this little station that has a floating Orokin relic. This is where you can see all the relics you have and all the relics that are out there. Let's say you're looking for a certain Warframe part, you can look it up. Let's say I want the Mirage Prime chassis. To get the Mirage Prime chassis, I will either get a common drop from this Lith K5 relic, or I will get a common drop from this Axia A12 relic. This is a very important tool for when you want to start to get more prime parts and more prime warframes. And relics work by having a table of drops. You have common, uncommon, and rare. The rare items are obviously the hardest to get, but to make them easier to get, you can refine your relic using void traces. Void traces are obtained by opening other relics, and when you open other relics, you'll get void traces, When you have 100, you can make a relic radiant. I do not recommend it making your relic exceptional or flawless because it's really not worth it. Your best bet is most likely going radiant or intact if you're just trying to farm some certain parts. So the last thing I'm going to explain is syndicates. You can join them at Master Rank 3, I believe, and they will allow you to get special rewards that are unique to certain syndicates. So within your syndicate, let's say you have some standing to spend, and you know what? I'm a part of the New Loka, the Parent Sequence, and the Red Veil, and as you level up in certain syndicates, their enemy will treat you as more of an enemy, and special enemies will spawn your mission and try to attack you. They're not that difficult to defeat. So I go into my syndicate menu, and I can look at View Offerings. These are all the different items that my syndicate can offer me. Specters are kind of useless, but a very important item is these sigils. These will allow you to get standing just by playing the game, by getting affinity. The highest percentage you can get is %15. This will get you the most standing while playing the game. And all these special mods are unique to certain Warframes, which can affect their abilities, and they'll have certain special weapons according to that syndicate. So for the New Loka, there's the Sancti Castanas, the Sancti Tigris, and the Sancti Magistar. You can also have all these little scenes. Usually a lot of YouTubers use this for intros and outros. Now, one important thing I want to show you guys is how to make platinum when you're a new player in Warframe, because platinum can be very difficult to get when you're a new player without selling your soul. One great thing to do is to sell Archwing parts. Archwing is a smaller part of the game, but I think it's a pretty cool part of the game. What you can do is when you get standing, you could buy these certain parts and you could sell them for platinum. I've seen them go from 5 to 30 platinum depending on what item it is. So yeah, you'll make platinum by selling these Archwing parts. And this platinum can be used to buy Warframe slots, Warframes, weapon slots, weapons, and anything far and in between. If you want certain mods, you can also sell these mods, but it's going to be a little bit later game for you to get these mods, so chill on those. Pretty much the easiest way to make platinum when you're new to the game is selling Archwing parts, and it's pretty reliable, pretty safe to do. So thank you for watching my video. This is more for new Warframe players, but if you're a veteran and you want to reminisce of the times of starting the game, 100% thank you for watching this video. Sadly, only 2% of my viewers are probably subscribed to the channel, so please do consider subscribing as I want to put more Warframe content out there. And if you want a different game, let me know. I can see if I have it, and I can make a video on it. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put in the comments below, or use the Q&A chat in Warframe, or just look it up online if you have a question when you're starting off in Warframe.